Kevin Holland is on thin ice. And I'm not just talking about the fact that he's on thin ice with his contract in the UFC, which may be getting ripped up if he loses his next fight after his most recent loss to Reinier De Ridder at UFC 311. But Kevin Holland is on thin ice with me, okay? And that's when he's got real problems. All right, guys? I'm going to make a video because Kevin Holland has been annoying me. I've been a big fan of Kevin Holland for a very long time. He was recently on the Rampage Jackson podcast. He's recently said some other things as well. Kevin Holland has just been having a bit of a stinker, really. So we're going to go through the whole situation, even though I'm late, because I really want to. Because I'm a fan! I was a fan! And I've been screaming for years. I'm going to go through the whole pod with Rampage Jackson where he was being just straight up disrespectful. A disrespectful YN. Kevin Holland was. A disrespectful jit is what Kevin Holland was being on phone. Okay? He was. And it was a disgrace. And TJ Dillashaw had to step in and lay down the law once he was on the podcast. Because you know TJ Dillashaw's, it's been weeks since he told someone they'll never be a champion. He's been waiting outside schools. Wrestling practice, well, no, not in a Pat Barry way, but he's been waiting outside wrestling practice, just waiting to tell some kid that they're never going to be a champ. Okay? This is what TJ Dillashaw lives for. So he's laid down the law on Kevin Holland as well, which we're going to get to. But I've been a fan for so long. I'm going to show you this right here on my page. You type in Kevin Holland, you will see the top video. Kevin Holland. Please watch this. Your fragile ego is costing you wins. Seek help. As you can see in the thumbnail, I'm not even trying. I've been screaming this for years. Okay? And I'm someone who saw the potential in Kevin Holland from the very beginning. You know what I mean? You can go all the way down. Prospect Spotlight, way back when. 5 years, nearly 6 years ago now. 500 views. Prospect Spotlight, Kevin Holland. Watch out, middleweights. Watch out, middleweights. He's going to tap your fucking forearm while you choke him out because he's never going to realize his full potential. And he's given up hope. Okay? I'm done. And this podcast appearance was no good. So we're going to go through it right now. Then I'm going to go through TJ Dillashaw's response. Then I have some things I want to say. I have some rebuttals that should have been said in the moment by Rampage. Okay? Shout out to the Jackson podcast, by the way. Probably, no joke, the best fighter podcast that there is right now in the sport. Okay? Please don't copyright this video. Okay? Amazing podcast. One of the best. Let's let it play, though. Kevin Holland steps in with some attitude for Rampage Jackson. I'm telling you. He acts like he don't care. You'll care real quick when no one's commenting on your posts and you ain't getting paid because you're not in the UFC. Fix it up. You know? Now or never. I don't even know if I want him to fix up after this Rampage clip, though. Let it play. We'll get to the 45-70 thing. Don't worry.
I like to joke around. I don't mean nothing personal with nobody. That's me. That's my sense of humor. Everybody.
He made a joke about scissoring when MVP did the thing where he puts up his little ostrich beak and then Kevin Holland did that over it at the weigh-ins. He made a joke about how it's like women scissoring. For those wondering what's got Kevin Holland so offended, let's let it play.
Ain't like me and everybody ain't like you. If people, I've learned throughout my life, if people don't like my sense of humor, fuck it.
I like that.
Yeah.
Kevin, you could probably appreciate that attitude.
I mean, I guess, in a sense. You know what I mean? It just doesn't work like that for Kev.
Why?
Speaking about himself in third person. Off rip. It just don't work like that with Kev. Okay.
Why?
That's usually, if you say fuck it to me, it's usually fuck you, so.
Well, I didn't say fuck you. I said fuck it.
Yeah, that's what I said. If you say fuck it to me, I usually say fuck you.
Well, fuck you too. I don't give a fuck.
And then it's fun.
Dude, I love body language stuff. I should start a channel like JCS or whatever JCS body language breakdowns that he used to do. I love this. Rampage is giving him outs in a comedic tone, and Kevin Holland is like, no, I'm serious.
Why?
That's usually, if you say fuck it to me, it's usually fuck you, so.
Well, I didn't say fuck you. I said fuck it.
Yeah.
He gave that a funny little fuck it. Like, now joke along with me and we'll start the podcast.
That's what I said. If you say fuck it to me, I usually say fuck
Well,
you.
fuck you too. I don't give a fuck.
And then it's
works.
fuck,
Yeah.
and then it's F it, and then it's F
Hey,
you.
bro,
I like that.
Bro, I got no problem with this cat.
Yeah,
but,
I love
you know,
that.
But you know what I'm saying? I'm going to beat me whether he like it or not.
Now, Kevin, like, this is so good. I love this type of shit. Rampage is immediately annoyed at Kevin Holland. Immediately annoyed. He'll get more annoyed in a second. He's already talking about him in the third person when he's right there in front of him. Okay? This is how you know Rampage is annoyed. Okay? He said this. He's talking without looking at Kevin. He could talk to Kevin Holland right now, but he's talking about him like he's not there, because if he does talk to Kevin Holland directly in this moment, it's going to take off into a whole different situation. Okay? He's not going to make eye contact with Kevin Holland much, because it will make him angry if he is looking right at Kevin Holland while saying these things and while Kevin Holland is saying these things to him. So you'll notice that from Rampage. This isn't a lack of eye contact and direct messaging because he's scared. This is because he knows how angry he could become. Okay?
I'm going to keep being myself and having the sense of humor that God gave me, and it
you're a
makes
funny
me
guy.
laugh. So I don't give a fuck.
Kevin,
Everything's
you
not
think Rampage
funny.
is a funny guy?
Nah, this one has temper tantrum problems.
Temper tantrum problem.
I think he's talking about the Ultimate Fighter and the door.
I don't know what the fuck this.
That's
guy
like 10
talking
years
about.
ago, Kevin.
It's
People
the same
evolve.
thing. Not really.
You don't think people evolve?
Some do.
Kevin Holland's disagreeing to disagree here. We'll get some information about this later on the next episode of Rampage Podcast, okay, that I'm going to go through.
Not Jackson.
No, he right. I still do got a temper
Well,
tantrum.
Rampage
He right-
got a
he
little
right about
temper,
that.
but I feel
Rampage is accepting.
like
Look at him bite his lip as
You've been-
well. Dude, Rampage is accepting that he does have a temper tantrum because it benefits him to say that in this situation. When they're going back and forth, no, you're right, I do have a temper tantrum. So keep fucking talking, see what happens. That's what Rampage was saying. No, you're right, I do have a temper tantrum. Keep fucking yapping, Kevin Holland, and see what happens in this studio right here. And it calms down a little bit. We jump ahead to another bit. Bear has a little segment, and Rampage starts talking about some random stuff. He's trying to sort of die it down a bit. And then we kick up again.
And then, Rampage left a little comment on Instagram, which I originally thought was funny, but then I understand where you were coming from.
I understand where
you
you're
were
coming
fighting
from.
MVP. You did this to MVP, which I thought it was a great move. Hyped up the fight. Rampage made a joke on Instagram, and then Kevin FaceTimed me and said, yo, if I come there, I got to fight. I said, Kevin, we can't do all that. Then we'll just have to reschedule. But
So he made a joke about the weigh-ins. And Kevin Holland's like, if I come to the Rampage Jackson podcast, I'm there to fight. He made a joke about a weigh-in pose. Now we're going to get into a moment here where Kevin Holland goes into how much he doesn't care. Okay? But yeah, comment on Kevin Holland getting his ass whooped. That's one thing. He wants that. You talk about his weigh-in pose that he went for? Ooh, it's fun. Now he's offended. Okay? He's ready to fight over your jokes about the weigh-in pose. But he doesn't care about his career, you guys.
I do want to say thank you for coming on the podcast a year later. And you know what? I think Kevin deserves a round of applause from the producing and the team.
So patronizing. This guy's stirring the shit. So patronizing. Look at Kevin sat there with his grin. Patronizing him, which is a dig. So I get why he maybe kicked up a bit after this.
That's the last thing he want to do is fight me, though. That's the last
Nah,
thing.
I still want to.
No, it's
I don't give a fuck about the fight on Saturday.
No, you don't want to fight. No.
I'm just being real.
I'm being real with you, young buck. You
I'm
don't
just
want to
letting
fight.
you know.
I'm just letting you know.
It sounds good.
Sometimes people don't know what they want.
Yeah.
You don't want to fight me.
I feel
Yeah,
like Kevin,
sounds good.
you have a very unique reputation. I'm throwing on
Yeah.
one of the new Jakes ones.
Known
I
for
feel-
fighting everybody.
You're known for
and
fighting
anybody.
at all times.
He's talking to Rampage right now. Known for fighting anybody and everybody. And
Don't
losing
care
to
who
him.
they are.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Don't matter who they are, Kevin will lose to him.
Jakes ones.
Known
I
for
feel-
fighting everybody.
You're known for
and
fighting
anybody.
at all times.
Don't care who they are.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
And I do like. And I,
That's crazy, no? To say that and then look at Rampage and go, all right, cool. Dude, I'm very surprised Rampage kept his cool here. I'll be real. You bring a young Jit onto the pod, try and put him on, build him up. A legend in the game, Rampage Jackson. Clear of all disrespect. And Kevin Holland's there right in front of him saying shit like that.
I do like the fact that
I'm the same way.
Yeah, and I do like the fact that Rampage, I feel, is like the first generation of that. He would take any fight at any time. He's been known for fighting in and out of the cage. Dana White came out and he talked about the fact that he wanted someone and he said, yo, get the loudmouth, bring the loudmouth in. Let's see what he could do. You came in short notice, you put on a show, and then from there, I feel like your career took off.
He's been yapping. He's trying to steer this back into a regular podcast with questions and answers.
Been known for talking loud. You talk during the middle of the fights. What is it about your style? What is it about talking during the middle of the fights, the way you're able to keep the energy going that you feel made you the fighter you are?
Nah, I just feel like fights get boring sometimes. There's nothing to do. You know, we're just sitting there. So casual.
Nothing to do. I mean, I'm such a big fan. What a cunt to be a fan of. What an absolute cunt to be a fan of. I just feel like there's nothing to do. Winning would be good. You know? A lot of time for winning in all that time that there's nothing to do. You know what I mean? I bet the winners don't feel like that. Oh, just all this time, nothing to do. Nothing to do. There's nothing to do. I'm busy losing. What do you want me to do? I ain't got no time for anything else. I don't understand. I do. Kevin Holland, this is his coping mechanism. He'll never be good enough. He doesn't have it in him. And he'd rather... I'm just going to cut the bullshit here. This was the video I made years ago. Kevin Holland would rather lose out at the belt knowing that he never gave it his all than lose out on the belt knowing that he gave it his all. Because if he lost out on the belt knowing that he gave it his everything, he knows deep down he was never good enough. In this make-believe world that Kevin Holland's cope has illustrated for us, Kevin Holland didn't become the champ because he didn't want to become the champ. You know how much easier that is to deal with at the end of your career? Oh yeah, remember when you never became a champ? You never did anything with your career in the UFC. Well, I wasn't trying. It's a lot less of a sting of an insult to never reach the peak if you come up with some random thing about not even caring about it or trying to be the champ. You know what I mean? I feel like that's what it's his ultimate levels of cope, disguised as I don't care. You know?
Conversation rules the nation. Nothing wrong with having a little conversation with somebody, see what happens. It's like we're just standing there looking at each other.
I think it's an ego problem. That's what I think.
Think it's an ego problem?
That's what I think.
Yeah, Rampage is an MMA guru viewer. We know this, okay?
I don't have much of an ego.
Since we've been
unless we're sitting across the table, we're both shooting 45-70s, and we're trying to see who can hit the target. I don't have.
Here we go with the 45-70s, which is gonna be his record in about 5 years if you don't watch it. You know what I mean? Just saying. So no, had to chuck that one in there, Kev. 45 to 70. That number's going to be looking real familiar on your Tapology page in about 5 years' time. Okay, buddy? We'll all know what caliber you shoot then when you match your record to it,
How much of an ego?
Well, I'm just
Do you know what a 45-70 is?
I'm just telling.
Do you know what a 45-70 is?
I'm just telling my opinion. You gave your opinion about my temper tantrum?
Yeah, I feel you 100%.
Okay, it's an opinion,
I'm just
right?
saying, like, if it's not a 45-70 that we're shooting across the room, trying to see who hits the target, I'm not worried about it.
I'm not going to lie. Rampage, you should have jumped across the table and beat his fucking ass. I'm just going to keep it real. Very tense situation. If somebody starts asking me if I know a caliber, maybe Rampage had no idea what he was referencing here, which is which is probably true. I swear to God, if someone's across the table from you in a heated interaction and they're asking you if you know about a caliber of a gun, what the fuck are we doing? Are you going to shoot me from across the table? That's what Kevin Holland's trying to... You don't know what a 45-70 is? You don't know what a 45-70 is? I'm surprised you don't know what a 45-70 is. It's like he's listing a caliber of a gun mid-argument. Like, what, are you going to shoot Rampage Jackson on the fucking podcast? That's where this little flex started. It became a whole 45-70 thing. But when you're in a heated argument with someone and they start asking if you know what a certain caliber of pistol is, you ever heard of that? It's like, that's what I got on my hip right now, basically, is what he was trying to insinuate. But this guy don't care, you guys. He'll shoot Rampage over mocking his weigh-in pose. But he don't care about losing. You know? This guy don't care about fucking losing, dude. Happens every week. But you mention his weigh-in pose, he'll start using language that suggests he may be about to fucking shoot you on your podcast. Fucking insane. But there's more to this. So let's get into more of it. Because there's so many layers here.
Do you know what a 4570 is?
No, I don't.
Okay, then shut the fuck up.
You'll tell me.
Oh! That's fighting words. Shut the fuck up is crazy. If you're not friendly with him, you see the immediate switch in Rampage's expression there. Ready? Little different with the little grit of the smile that he's got going on. Little snare of the lip. You don't tell me to shut the fuck up now. 4570 all you want. Okay? You sit here in 4570 the whole fucking time if you want. Shut the fuck up is crazy. To Rampage Jackson.
Do you know what a 4570 is?
No, I don't.
Okay, then shut the fuck up.
You'll tell me shut the fuck up?
Yeah.
Now, Kevin Holland is about to yap until he can get to a different moment. Okay? Because shut the fuck up is crazy. So he's going to yap until we get into a different topic to brush over the fact he just told Rampage to shut the fuck up.
Because
You don't understand what a 4570
he
is.
doesn't know what a
You're talking about ego. Now I'm giving you some ego.
Okay, so-
Ego's when you don't understand what a 4570 is.
Okay, so-
that pisses me off.
That piss you.
Let's just quickly, I just told him to shut the fuck up. Fuck. Let me just shift over that and talk more about the 4570s.
I don't know what a 4570 is.
that fucks with my ego a little bit. What type of man are you don't know what a 4570 is?
Because I don't know what a 4570 is.
Yeah, that's kind of retarded.
It's retarded.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what a 4570
Yeah.
is. Do you know what a 4570 is?
I would
Yeah.
assume that it's an
Wait.
AR, some sort of rifle.
I assume that it's some type of gun, but do I know what a 4570 is?
No, you should know what a 4570
What is
Why?
it, Kevin? Tell
You're a
us what
big
it
guy.
is.
You should know what a
Why,
4570
why
Kevin,
should
what
I
is
know
it?
what a 4570 is?
A little bit smaller than a 50 cal.
It's a little bit smaller than 50
I mean,
cal?
probably a lot smaller than a 50 cal.
What
Make it
state
technical.
do I live in?
You need to live in Texas.
But what state do I live
Then
in?
you can see about that ego we're talking about.
But what state do I live
Other
in?
than that, you shouldn't worry about ego. You should worry about being retired.
What
Dude, I'm fucking fixing to jumping through your screen and fucking tapping this motherfucker out in round 1 with my weight advantage. Call me RDR. You know? Who the fuck do you think you are, disrespecting UFC legends? You want to disrespect UFC legends? You make a YouTube channel and you build a career out of it. You don't fucking yap on a podcast. You want to disrespect UFC legends and get away with it? You put a fucking beanie on and you make a YouTube channel and you profit from it. You don't fucking do this shit casually, okay? This is a dangerous world, okay? You got to be up to the task. We don't allow some Bush League disrespect of top-level fighters to their face on a podcast. You do that shit behind the fucking computer screen and wear a beanie while you do it. Like a real fucking man. Okay? This is crazy, though.
what state do I live in?
You need to live in Texas.
But what state do I live in?
Then you can see about that ego we're talking about.
But what state do I live
Other
in?
than that, you shouldn't worry about ego. You should worry about being retired. That's
what
what we had a conversation about last time.
What state?
Oh. You know what it is, yeah? Does anyone else see through the words? There's a lot of words that go round in life. If you know, you know. The words mean nothing, but they do. Okay? You just come to Texas, then you can worry about that ego we be talking about. That anything to do with open carry? 4570, you know what a 4570 is? To anyone else, it's just a meme, yeah? To me, I'm just going to say what I sense from this. To me, this is Kevin Holland threatening that I'll kill you to Rampage Jackson is what he's saying. I'll kill you. 4570, you know what 4570 is? Someone starts listing a caliber of a gun to you in the middle of an argument. I'm thinking, oh, fuck, this guy going to pull out a gun on me and fucking, you know what I mean? Why are you listing the caliber of a gun? Why are you saying you should come to Texas? Then you see about that ego you were talking about. You should worry about staying retired and shut the fuck up, which you said earlier as well. What? Dude, heaven forbid what Kevin Holland is going to do to me when he sees me. If this is the energy he has for Rampage over one comment, because remember, guys, he doesn't care. Very important to remember about Kevin Holland. He just doesn't care. If this is how heated he's getting over Rampage, I'm cooked if I run into Kevin Holland. I've made 20-minute documentaries of this, okay? But Jesus, I don't know why Holland is in this mood.
Other than that, you shouldn't worry about ego. You should worry about being retired. That's what we had a conversation about last time.
What state do I live in, though?
I don't know. You tell me.
What state are you in right now?
I think you have a lot of money. You should have houses in multiple states.
Well, you don't know. I don't brag about what I got.
I mean, I said that I think you should.
Kevin,
You don't know that I don't.
You shoot guns?
Sometimes.
Well, and you like to shoot ARs, handguns. What do you shoot?
I like the 45-70.
Yeah.
We can see that.
Yes, we heard the 45-70.
45-70.
If you were to play
good for you.
football, I'm assuming your number would be 45.
Big guy.
I like the AR.
It would be good for you. You're a big guy. Dude, am I not? Maybe I'm overlooking this shit, but I love this shit. And I love looking into people's words and understanding them. You should look into it. It'd be good for you. It'd be good for you, a big guy, 45-70. You come to Texas, you'll know what I'm talking about when it comes to my ego, about 45-70. Come to Texas, you'll find out. Shut the fuck up. You know what a 45-70 is as soon as they start getting heated about they're going to fight? Dude, he's death threatening Rampage covert ops right now, okay? I know 45-70 is so funny, it's a funny meme. He is death threatening Rampage covert ops. Behind enemy lines, okay? This is the, this is the Enigma code. Let me really pronounce that word. He's disguising it, okay? He is. But that's a death threat. That's a very well disguised death threat from Kevin Holland to Rampage. It's kind of crazy. It'd be good for you. 45-70, big caliber. It'd be good for you, big guy. Really good for you. Come to Texas, find out about my ego. Open carry state. I just don't. I don't know what compelled him to do this to Rampage, but dude's been losing, and it's clearly affecting him. Well, why would he be so mad?
That's what I'm trained on.
So what would you shoot in an AR then?
I said what?
What caliber do you shoot with AR?
What caliber?
Yeah, you said ego, so now I'm giving you my ego. This is where my ego steps in. So which caliber do you use? Because it comes to ego to fighting, I don't have much one. But it comes to ego, you want an ego with something, I'm going to tell you what the ego is for.
I like the AR.
Well, what caliber do you shoot?
This guy's autistic. Listen, maybe I'm looking too far into this, or maybe Kevin Holland's got a touch of autism. Okay? What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing, dude? What's the end goal of this? You know what it is? When someone knows they're entering, listen, Holland couldn't win this verbal exchange because it was just a joke that he's getting upset about massively over a little baby joke, basically. So there's no winning. This is his win. His win that he has clung on to in this conversation is that Rampage doesn't know about guns the way that Kevin Holland knows about guns. So he's going to keep circling back to the gun stuff and the caliber stuff because this is how he wins the conversation. If it's about the actual why are you so mad about a random comment, he loses the conversation non-stop. So he's grabbed a hold of this raft, this life raft in the water as he's drowning. He doesn't know what caliber of guns are. I'll just keep doing that because then I win because I do, basically. It's so weird from Kevin Holland.
I don't have much one. But it comes to ego, you want an ego with something, I'm going to tell you what the ego is for.
I like the AR.
Well, what caliber do you shoot?
Oh! What the fuck are you talking about, Kevin Holland? What is going on? It's like a Quentin Tarantino dialogue about a 45-70. Oh, and in this scene, you guys are doing a conversation about a 45-70. You know? And then we'll start talking about other ARs and things, and then I want a long pause at the end. This is something that Tarantino would direct. You know? Have you seen, what's the name of the film? Obviously, you've seen Pulp Fiction. When he does the conversation about the pigs, and they just start yapping about pigs at the table for the whole time. This is like one of those scenes, but about a 45. This is about a caliber of guns. You're just having a random conversation about caliber of guns, 45-70. Go. You know, freestyle it.
I would say maybe a 22.
No, it's not a 22.
I would hope not.
You can't shoot a 22 with AR. I see exactly.
I mean, if you're going to shoot a 22,
Kevin, what do you...
You and my son might have some competition. You're a big guy, so
no, but
I expect you to shoot something a little bigger than that.
We took Rampage, Luke,
Which
Cheeto. We took all the boys.
He's getting him on the 2-2 rifle. I am a marksman in the 2-2. Kevin Holland, do you want fucking war, dude? I got my marksman badge for a 22 rifle, dude, when I was a kid. You don't want it, dude. I was in the military cadets. You don't want these problems, Kevin. Actually, I shouldn't actually, because I'm in the UK and different laws, innit? I was only joking. I was doing a character, innit? Fuck, dude. I don't know why Kevin Holland got this heated over it, though.
You're a big guy, so
but
I expect you to shoot something a little bigger than that.
We took Rampage, Luke, Cheeto. We took
and then there's more to it as well.
these tactical assault weapons that you're able to go and clear houses with.
Which caliber does Jackson like?
Oh, I mean, Rampage, I don't really think he's a gun guy.
You gotta have a caliber.
No, I don't.
Here, let's break.
He doesn't, Kevin. He really doesn't have to have a caliber. What? What is this, man? His whole crash out is crazy to me. No, I don't. Of course he doesn't. What the fuck are we doing there?
I don't really think he's a gun guy.
You gotta have a caliber.
No, I don't.
Here, let's break this down though, so we can help for the audience watching. What is your favorite type of gun to shoot?
Look at this fucking guy. Look at this guy trying to steer it back towards regular conversation, dude. This ain't regular. This ain't regular. Everyone knows what's going down.
We are
I love my lever action, 4570.
Oh, you like a lever action 4570?
It's the government. Go out with it anywhere.
Is that what you shoot when you go out hunting? I heard that you're an avid hunter.
I like to get my first kills with the 4570.
And
such a freaking badass, dude. 4570.
And what else do you keep on you?
I like a 308, which I was hoping Rampage would say.
This is a man. Listen, yeah. When you're looking for wins like this in conversation that should be normal, you're desperate for wins. I'm just gonna keep it real. Dude's what, 1-4 in his last 5 fights. When you're like, someone's fishing for a win in a conversation against you, and you're like, oh fuck, he's suicidal. I'll let him. Yeah, sure. Win that argument. You ever had one of those friends in your friendship groups? I used to have a friendship group back in the day. Someone just starts like really harping on the fact that they've got to win this certain part of a conversation. You start looking at them like, what's going on with you? You know? Why'd you need this win? What's your girl treating you like at home? You know what I'm saying? What's going on at home? What's your parents treating you like at home? You know what I mean? Just someone fishing that hard for a win against you. You're like, oh, this dude's done nothing but lose recently. You know what I mean? In life, in Kevin Holland's case, his career. Like, this is his best W in a long time. The fact that he knows what a 4570 is and Rampage Jackson doesn't.
No.
But Rampage doesn't go hunt.
No,
I mean,
he
said he likes an AR, so I would assume that he would like a 308 being the size of the guy he is.
No. I don't.
What is he doing?
I don't hunt.
You shoot there, right?
I do when I want to.
Yeah, so look.
He had a trainer.
Oh! See what I mean about the death threat? This is all one big death threat, guys. You know that. You know that. This is all one big sneaky death threat between them. 4570, you know what that is. Big guy. 4570 would be great for a guy like you, big dude. You should come to Texas. And now it's...
So I would assume that he would like a 308 being the size of the guy he is.
No. I don't hunt.
Watch.
You shoot there, right?
I do when I want to.
Rampage knows what Kevin Holland was putting down, and he just laid it down right back at him. I do when I want to. They know what's going on.
Yeah, so look.
He had a trainer for 18 what guns, right?
5.56, 223, 7.62, or 3.9. I mean, what's up? Nothing? You don't even know your caliber?
I know my caliber.
Doesn't seem like it.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna change directions from the gun part, but I do.
Well, see, that's a win for Kevin Holland, you know.
Doesn't seem like it.
Oh yeah.
Looks off, deep breath in, little puff of the chest. Another one fell for the old 4570 trick. Good one, Holland. That's what he's saying in his head. Good one, Kev. Another victim to the old 4570. This is what Kevin Holland's been doing with homeless men in his local area. Reinier De Ridder choked him out. He's got a sore neck from it. Oh, God, I feel like John Jones in my sore throat right now. And then he's walking around looking for homeless people. You know what a 4570 is? Another guy doesn't know what a fucking 45... This is like Kevin Holland's grand cope. that he has this. I swear to God, though, if I find out he learned what a 45-70 was the day before this podcast, it will make it way funnier. You know when one of your friends chucks out some word you've never heard him use before, and then you're like, yeah, you just got told what that word meant a day ago. You don't use that word. I don't know. I feel like a guy who really knew what a 45-70 was wouldn't have to get this win from it, you know?
So we're gonna change directions from the gun part, but I do.
Either way, there's way more to this as well. We go further in the podcast. They try and steer it back. They call up someone at one point and try and get a bit of jokiness to it.
And everything's very casual. It's like if you were the champ.
Oh, here we go about Kevin Holland's cope. Because Kevin Holland, he's been doing this a lot. He did this on Demetrius Johnson's podcast as well. This might be a very long video. He did this on Demetrius Johnson's pod as well. This one here. So I'm just going to let this one play as well. Because he's been saying things like this the whole time.
And then they say when you get to the UFC, all this changes and all that changes when you get the belt. And all I see is more media obligations. And I hear...
All he sees is more media obligations. Like, this is what Holland will have you believe. This is why he's not champ. Do you see the media obligations? That's why that straight right hand that he fired at JDM during their fight that landed but didn't KO him. That's why it didn't KO him. Even though he threw that straight right hand and tried that spinning back fist on that other opponent that he lost to and went for that wheel kick that didn't land against the other opponent that he lost to. The fact that that didn't land is because you seen the media obligations that the champions get, you guys? That's why he doesn't win. Dude will throw a head kick against Santiago Ponzinibbio that gets blocked. I know he beat Ponzinibbio. Who's a better example? He'll throw like a wild head kick against some opponent and then lose. And it'd be like, there's no telling that wild head kick not to KO your opponent or not, or land or not. What is this cope?
Hear about what the champs make, and I know what I make. I see some of the champs, besides Alex Pereira, none of them really look that happy. So,
Ilia Topuria, guys, Ilia Topuria is not happy with his life. World champ, beat Holloway and Volk back to back, legend of the sport already, immediately in the GOAT conversation, millionaire. He's not happy, you guys. You don't understand. I would say Merab as an example, but I still think Merab's angry at the world. Even after what he did to Umar. Pantoja's not happy, you guys. Only Pereira. Not Pantoja. Pantoja, millionaire. Soon to be in the GOAT conversation if he keeps doing what he's doing. Big fights ahead of him. He's not happy with that, you know, because of the extra 2 interviews that he had to do on fight week. You know, DDP. World champ. South African world champ. Hero to South Africa. You know, millionaire. Baddest man on the planet in his weight class. Not happy. Nah, that extra interview that he had to do ruined it for him. Bilal not happy. Makachev not happy. I don't get this from Holland.
Just keep doing what I do.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well,
And then think about it too. They lose the belt and their whole life is over. They're like, what do I do? I'm never going to be champ again. I got to be champ again. It's like, bro, sit back and enjoy it, bro. You make more doing what we do than the average person does. You make more than doctors make, dog. Yeah.
Now, yes, world champions, they get that sniff of the belt and they lose. In fact, I'm having to even fucking spell this out. Jesus. Like, they lose their belt and they go from being the man to like not the man, but still the man. So yes, it sucks for them to lose, but non-champions hate losing as well, you know? But the thing is, if Dricus du Plessis loses his next fight, he's still a top contender in the UFC. If you lose your next fight, Kevin Holland, GFL, dude, Gramps Fight League, you're going to be at the cookout with the rest of the unks of the sport over at GFL, beating up on the returning Frank Mir, the reigning GFL champ. That's the difference. So play their game. If you lose, you're still a top dog. Play your game, Kevin Holland. You lose again, you're not in the UFC anymore. Because they're not going to... I know he's talking about, we make doctors' wage. You do. But the reason why the UFC pays him is because in the hopes that they'll rise to the top again. You know what I mean? They're still a contender. They're still one of the best in the world. That's the aim. But Kevin Holland is in a position where he's got this money, where he's probably making a good check. You know, I bet you if he wins, he brings home about 300K. You know what I mean? Loses, brings home somewhere in the region of 125 to 175,000. That would be my guess for Kevin Holland. But if you lose, you go to make nothing. And the thing is, the UFC, they pay doctor's wage better than that. You know how it goes. They don't want to pay that, though, if you're just going to be fighting bottom of the barrel middleweights and losing to them, and you don't care, and therefore the fans don't care. How much longer, Kevin Holland, are they going to pay you? 150,000 to show, 150,000 to win against absolute filth of the division. What are you going to do next? Oh, I can't wait to see Kevin Holland versus Abu Azaita. Let's pay Kevin Holland a potential 350K if he wins. You think the UFC is going to do that for much longer? So although it's like, haha, DJ's laughing, everyone was loving this before the fight. Really? I've seen Kevin Holland wobble people that should have been KO'd, that didn't get chinned. And then they come back to beat him. You're telling me just because you didn't want to? This is such a long video.
Enjoy this. I'd much rather be the guy on the job that's actively fighting. You ever hear about a guy who's like getting to the top of the job and they give him a chance to go up in the rankings and he knows he's going to make a little bit more money, but he knows the amount of work that he's going to have to do is going to be ridiculous and he just doesn't want to do that work? I'm that guy. I'm happy. You know, it's like,
he's happy, you guys. Threatening Rampage. He's happy. But if you comment on his weigh-in picture, he'll threaten your life on a podcast. But he's happy, you guys.
It's like a lot of guys like the baddest girl in the room. I like the, you know what I'm saying? Because the baddest one in the room will get you a headache, though.
It was a good little quote. You know what I mean? It got people laughing. Good for Kevin Holland. It's cope. It's cope. It's all cope. It's all just fucking cope, and I hate being his fan. I can't do it anymore, and I'm done. I'm glad I distanced myself long ago, because I can't do this anymore. You're done. Kevin, fuck off, mate. Just fucking fight whoever and lose and go away. You know? I don't care anymore then. You know? And he's posting, been pretty trash lately, got to clean shit up. So you're telling us you need to win. So you want to win. So let's see. I guess see Kevin Holland's next fight. Rampage saying, if Kevin Holland wins tonight, I'm going to go buy myself a 45.70. I think he's got this one. And even back to, like, this is the TJ bit. Even back to this as well. Like, we come up to 1926 here. He goes on this topic again.
Be chill. Just, you know, casual conversation. Everything's very casual. It's like if you were the champ and you're, you know, even if you're top 5, you know, you're top 5, top 10, you know, you're a contender, you're looking to become a champ, you're supposed to hold yourself a certain way to be the champ, right? Like, people are supposed to be able to look up to you.
You don't have to. John Jones.
Don't nobody gotta look up to me. I'm just a fucking athlete showing up, doing my job, and I'm really a barbaric motherfucker. I'm fighting, right? So you don't have to look up to me. And that's how I want it. I just want to be able to step in, do my thing, step out, be okay.
See, this is the problem though, man. Step in, do my thing. When doing your thing becomes being humiliated and destroyed very easily, the UFC ain't going to want you going in there doing your thing anymore. You know what I mean? Like, if this was Kevin Holland and he was like, he's 3-2 in his last 5. Coming off a win. Before that he lost. Before that he won. Before that he lost. But before that he won. And he got 2 performance bonuses in that time. And he's got a few great wins. And a couple guys beat him, but he's got a few good wins. Now we're 1-5 or 1-4 in our last 5. Like, how much longer will the UFC let him do his thing if doing his thing is getting destroyed in a round? Let's be real. Or like, I got taken down, my rib. I broke my ribs. I have to stop, like against Reinier De Ridder. And then what? 10 weeks later, you're in a fight with Reinier De Ridder. His ribs, you guys, they punctured his lung. Ugh. I can't possibly continue. Roman Dolidze took me down and beat my ass. It has to be called off. I'll be back in 10 weeks. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It's like, I don't get it.
If I get a fucking belt, I got 1 million+ followers. There's nowhere you can go where people don't know who you are. You can't walk through Walmart with a regular hat on, get away with stuff. You just can't do anything.
This is the cope! If I get a belt, I won't be able to go anywhere. This is real. This is how we're coping. I've never seen cope like this. Might be an hour-long video. There's so much fucking cope. If I get a belt, I can't go anywhere. I'll be recognized everywhere. What? That's why we haven't been winning. That's what we're going with. That's the story, is it? I'll be a superstar. I'll be a household name if I get a championship belt. I can't. Like, if not for that, he would just walk his way into a championship fight. It's all good.
You know, it's like everybody knows this cowboy hat. It's like if I switch out to my dark brown one, they don't know who I am. I wear this one, they know it's Kevin. They know it's Big Mouth. You know, it's like they know what it is. It's like I have certain outfits I could wear. Nobody knows who I am. I have certain outfits I can wear. Everybody's seen it online. They know who that guy is. It's like right now.
This is the biggest cope the world has ever seen. Kevin Holland, you guys, he can't wear certain outfits or he just gets swarmed. I don't buy it. I don't think he's that big of a star. I think people know of him. Don't get me wrong, he's in the UFC. He's a known person in the UFC. I can't wear certain outfits and go outside or I'll be swarmed. I don't know about that one, but there's massive celebrities wandering about. If Keanu Reeves can get on the train without anyone bothering him, I think Kevin Holland will be A-okay. Okay? If he wears his fancy hat. You know?
Now I can live that life of being.
And by the way, guys, this reeks of a guy who just wants to lay low. You know? He's just trying to lay low through life and go through the streets unrecognizable. No attention this way, you guys. I just want to live a humble life. Whoa, what are you doing looking this way? Was it my giant cowboy hat that gave it away? Or my many chains and glistening rings? He just wants to go through life covert ops, you guys. No attention this way with his giant hat.
A nobody, but still being a somebody. You become a champ. You become top 5, you know, with a popularity like mine. It just doesn't change. You know, you just absolutely are somebody. And you always have to deal with that. You know, it's like you're in a golden era of martial arts. You get to still make your money, but at the same time, you get to have a name, but not too big of a name where it's like you're fucking, you know, the quarterback of your favorite team.
You're not the cornerback of your favorite team. Who are you? Compared to Rampage in his peak. Kevin, I'm talking to Kevin like he's in the room. What are we doing? Rampage at his peak? You know, you could lay low. But me, Kevin Holland, I mean, I'm the guy that fucking beat Buckley. That's a good win, to be fair. Beyond that. I mean, I'm the guy who got a huge win over fucking... You see what I did to fucking... Who the fuck did Kevin Holland beat? Jesus, who is Kevin... You see what I did to Ponzinibbio? Like, people are... That's Kevin Holland. He's the guy who beat Ponzinibbio. Let's get a picture with him. How are you ever comparing yourself to Rampage at his peak? He could just lay low, but it's impossible to go anywhere. I know it's more accessible now, but come on. Rampage at his peak was the McGregor of the UFC. Was the McGregor of the sport.
Anybody who's a true martial arts fan, anybody who's a true UFC guy, or even watched MMA period, they know who Rampage is. They respect him.
Exactly why... Oh, this is where he does himself. That's exactly why your point was wrong, but let me tell you this.
True UFC guy or back of your favorite team.
This is the guy that he just threatened in his own studio for making a joke, by the way. And told to shut the fuck up.
Anybody who's a true martial arts fan, anybody who's a true UFC guy, or even watched MMA period, they know who Rampage is. They respect who Rampage is. They love who Rampage is.
He not like us. He not like us. He ain't a real MMA fan then. He ain't a real UFC guy either. Outed yourself there, Kev. Slam dunk. Done it to himself. What a fool. You just said it yourself. Anyone who knows anything knows to respect Rampage. Not threaten his life at a podcast.
From the slam knockouts to fighting Vanderlei Silva all those times and finishing out on top to everything, you know?
Yeah, but I know he did all that, but does he know what a 45-70 is, Kevin? That's what we need to understand. I know he did all that, but I don't know if this guy knows what a 45-70 is. So I'm glad you got to the bottom of that. We have even more on this. I mean, they go into a recap. They start yapping about it here. How long is this video going to be? TJ's charging up. TJ's, I would say, juicing up. You know? But, you know, he's charging up, clearing them vocal cords because he knows he's about to be screaming that Holland's never going to be a champ. Okay? Warming up the old bugle that he's about to sound about Kevin Holland.
A lot of fighters was mad. I got a lot of texts and DMs from fighters.
This is about the podcast after which.
Pissed.
Yeah.
TJ Dillashaw texted me and said, someone needs to talk to Holland or I will. And TJ Dillashaw was standing on business. Everybody.
I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the Jackson podcast, but TJ does stand on business, to be fair to him. Okay? Asterix is in his career. Fair enough. But he is. I don't know if anyone has been paying any attention to the Jackson podcast, but TJ's become one of my favorite fighter personalities over the past few months of watching it, I guess. He does stand on business every time. Some say too much. Some say too much.
But he was trying to figure out what a 45-70 is.
Yeah.
Do you know what a 45-70 is?
I don't give a fuck what a 45-70 is. I was just pissed about the way he was talking to you, bro. If I was like, I wanted to fucking slap his ass.
Yeah, he tell me shut the fuck up. Like,
Yo, dude.
I was like, bro, you gonna tell me shut the fuck up?
Yeah.
Bro, I had to be real professional. I was real proud of myself. I was real professional.
You did a good job.
Yeah. Rampage Jackson, dude, he was. 252 on this as well. What's this next bit? This might be TJ going in on him.
I train. Hey, I didn't.
Let me fit in here, actually. I'm just one of the boys, you know? Hold on. All right, let it play.
I want to talk about this, but I was trained by the SAS. You know what the SAS is? What kind of man are you? You don't know what the SAS is?
You got an ego problem, man.
You can tell him like, oh man, back in my day, I wasn't worried about what I was shooting. I was worried about winning UFC titles. Oh, what are you doing, dog? What are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, fuck, he can't talk shit, bro. Like, you can't come here talk shit to a legend across the table. I text Bear. I was like, homeboy needs to get slapped. No, I was like, fuck that.
I said, you're more than willing to do it, TJ, because I am not.
For me, it wasn't about my accomplishment. It's just that a man to man, you just don't tell another man shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he needs to sit here and respect you.
Yeah, without violence.
Yeah.
Being threatened, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna be the bigger guy because this is what I was thinking. The guy he's a kid to me, right? And he fights this weekend. You know, even if he was, I'm 46. Even if he was 45, to me and my mom, like he's a kid to me. Yeah. You know, no disrespect, but I'm like he got to fight this weekend. You know,
he didn't care about the fight.
Obviously,
I don't. For me, I cared about his fight. I cared about his fight, and I don't want to like lose my.
Obviously, he didn't care. I think he does, man. There's no way Holland's going out there like, I hope I get my ass whooped. He's trying to win, man. He really is. He's throwing up submissions that aren't quite in. You know what I mean? It's just, I hate that now that's going to be the, what if Kevin Holland tried to actually be a world champion? I don't want any narrative of that once his career's over, which could be in a few fucking weeks if he takes another short notice fight. You know what I mean? It's just... cope.
My temper, you know, fight him and get in trouble, and Dana White get mad at me because, you know.
Remember, Rampage, even though he's not working for the UFC, I don't think, he still gets a lot of opportunities through being pally with the UFC. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to mess that up. 7-10. What happened to 7-10 in the pod? Did TJ say something else?
I had to think. I really had to think. But this is something that podcast didn't see. He came in with bad energy. He like soon.
Oh yeah, this is before the pod even started. Apparently, Rampage Jackson tells us some information.
Bad energy. He like soon. I really had to think. But this is something that podcast didn't see. He came in with bad energy. He like soon as he walked in, I tried to shake his hand, give him the bro hug, and he like pushed me off. That's when the energy was bad from right there.
Yeah,
I said no.
There you go. From the jump, he was pushing Rampage away from him. For a comment. Dude, Kevin Holland's going to fucking plan a murder on me, I'm telling you. Another beer, TJ going off. Dude, I swear to God, TJ needs to just sort of like, we need a TV show where TJ tells people they're not good enough. Okay? Whilst injecting EPO as well. That would make the show even better. If while he's telling them they're not good enough, he's also just blatantly roiding in front of him. Either way, we do need a television show where this guy, TJ, just says it how it is to random people. Like an old woman, like a Dragon's Den, but it's just TJ. The Snake Pit. TV show idea. The Snake Pit with TJ Dillashaw. Some old woman comes on the show. Oh, I just wanted to start my knitting business. You're never going to make it in this industry. I need TJ just fucking... That's the show. There ain't much more to it than that. He's just up there fucking ruining lives. Ruining hopes and dreams. Back on the Snake Pit with TJ Dillashaw. Dun 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 dun. And then it cuts to him in his chair. A hopeful young woman wants to make her way in the fashion industry. TJ tells it how it is. You'll never fucking make it in this sport.
Commented even on one of the posts you guys put out there about him not caring about being a champion. There's too much politics in it. I'm like, all right, dude, that's just an excuse because you'll never be a champion. You know what I mean? Like, but.
See, TJ's imagining an Anthony Smith in front of him somewhere. This is how he's channeling this level of hatred yet again.
He's a very entertaining fighter. He talks a lot. He does this, but he will never be a champion. I'll promise you that.
Wow, TJ. Wow.
Again we're going to get.
Dude, Rampage, we know what that wow means, dude. Wow, TJ, wow. Keep going. Basically what that means. Wow, TJ, wow. I agree with you, keep going. I'm going to be Rampage Jackson's hood translator there, okay? That means keep going, TJ, please. I fucking hate this young jit. That's what that means. Wow, TJ, wow. Like he's trying to stop him saying it.
What I mean? Like, but... He's a very entertaining fighter. He talks a lot. He does this, but he will never be a champion. I'll promise you that.
Wow, TJ. Wow.
Again we're going to get into...
Wow, TJ, wow.
Did it with Anthony Smith. Now you're doing it with Kevin Holland, TJ.
Well, because it's the truth. Like, he's got some holes in his game, and we see it here, right? So he's got...
And he starts breaking down the whole fight with him and Reinier De Ridder, telling him how he won't be good enough. But I'm telling you, any agencies out there, that's a TV show idea for free. Don't have to pay me any royalties on that. You can have the idea. The Snake Pit with TJ Dillashaw. Just him telling people they ain't good enough. That's all. That's all the show is. He's sat up on a throne of snakes. Okay? He's sat up on a throne of snakes, just sort of lurching there on his chair. Rocking back and forth. And every episode is like... After every ad break, you're just waiting who's going to be the next innocent victim of TJ Dillashaw. It's just some kids with their lemonade stand, you know? We squeezed the lemons ourselves in our garage. You'll never make it in the lemonade industry. You're not good enough. You're just not good enough, you know? TJ, please. Please, TJ, we think we can make something of ourselves. Nope. I see it all. I've seen it all in this game. You know? You're just different. You're not cut out like the rest of the lemonade stand people are out there. You know? Some people need to hear it. That could be a good show. Really could be. Either way, there's more to this Kevin Holland thing. How much more is there to this fucking Kevin Holland thing? This is him tweeting. This is him getting choked out. What is there? So we move on to 3600. These are some slam dunks I've saved myself at the end. I'm going to guess. I've forgotten what they are. I'm going to guess, though. I'm going to guess... Okay, what do I say? I had a couple layups for myself. Okay, this one. Well, if Kevin Holland gets cut from the UFC, it doesn't matter. Remember, he doesn't care if he gets cut from the UFC because it's not like he has all of these like expenses that he has to pay for indefinitely.
I have two baby mamas and I have one ex-wife.
Oh, you got... So that's that. I'm just saving these at the end. You don't have to worry about anything, you guys. He's got it all under control, this Kevin Holland guy. To have kids! No, dude, I'm back. I'm back. Sorry, that's even crazier. To have kids and not care is crazy. That is crazy. 2 kids. I don't care if I win or lose. It's half your paycheck. To not care with 2 kids is a different... Dude, get this bum out the promotion, dude. Get him out the fucking promotion, dude. This is the filth of society. I'm just going to say how it is, dude, at the end of this video. This is the type of attitude that's holding back the Western society. The Kevin Holland attitude. Okay? All the talent, no drive. That's what we call it. Jesus Christ, man.
It is what it is. And then, of course, Caucasian. So I like the Caucasian.
Oh, he's listing his baby mamas here. Jesus Christ. I thought he was fucking breaking the fourth wall against me here. 38-22. He is a bit of a Deadpool, to be fair. Wouldn't be beyond him breaking the fourth wall. Here we go. 38-22. What is this last one? Oh, I know this one. He just dunks himself again. While trying to praise his parents, he dunks himself again. Let's have it played.
You know what I mean? Mom supported me 100% on who I needed to be to become who I need to be. And Pops was, you know what I'm saying? Either you're going to clean these buildings and do what I need you to do or it ain't going to happen. And shout out to Pops because he built a hell of a work ethic. Pops and Grandma did. But
shout out to Pops. You know, he built a hell of a work ethic in me. You have 2 children and you don't care about your career. Need it go on beyond that. I'm ending it there. It's nearly an hour-long video of me just talking. Kevin Holland here. I can't go live, though. This is the problem. It's too late to go live now. Hell of a work ethic they've instilled into you, Kevin. Doesn't care about his... doesn't care at all about his job. I just don't care. Just shut up coping, man. Last fucking chance. Who's his last chance against? Leave him in the comments below. Who should Kevin Holland's final chance be against? Who's memeable enough to be a great Kevin Holland last chance in the middleweight or the welterweight division? Any memes coming up? Watch them give him like Dulatov or some shit to build his name off of like knocking out Holland finally. I don't know. There's got to be some memeable welterweight that... Give him Radke, dude. Let's see what Charles Radke's got to say about this. Huh? Have that. If we're going to get Kevin Holland's final fight, at least let the mic time of the winner go towards Charles Radke so he can say it again. That's all I want. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I mean, that's the 50-something minute video. I don't know why it took so long, but maybe I didn't. Maybe I messed up the recording at the start. I don't know. See you later, guys. Kevin Holland's annoying me. And Buckley and Jamal Hill ain't going to like this video. I think they're all cool with each other, so. Yeah. It's what it is, isn't it? Content. See ya.